We're back here on CBS Sports HQ, where not all 1 and 2 NFL teams are the same. Right now, it's the record held by both the Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens, who both play each other this upcoming Sunday on CBS. For much more on those numbers and the impact they have on them, Mackenzie Brooks is back with us. Let's start with the Ravens here and how these numbers impact them.
Right. It's crazy to think one of these teams is going to start 1 and 3 this season. Obviously, with a win here, Lamar and the Ravens are back on track. If this is the team that starts 1 and 3, their playoff chances go from a 96% to an 83% chance. You may be thinking, Ken's, still an 83% chance with a 1 and 3 start? Think about the rest of this division, right? The Steelers look bad. You got a Joe Burrowless Bengals. They didn't even look that great with Joe Burrow. You got, it's just not a good situation. You got the Browns, who don't look good either. So we have to remember this 1 and 3 hypothetical start is only one game back from the 2 and 2 they were probably projected to have. They had the second hardest schedule in the NFL leading up to this game as well. The rest of the way, 7th easiest schedule. So that's why you still see them with a very hefty over 50% chance to still make the playoffs. And I'm not crazy for thinking that. Odds makers still have them at minus 320 to win the division as a 1 and 2 team right now. That's a home playoff game in the first round, right? So even if they lose this game, they are literally still over a coin flip, 55% chance to win their division because of what you're seeing with the rest of this division here. All they have to do is go 2-0 against the Steelers. I mean, you're looking at a division this weekend specifically. Every other team in this division is live to lose. Everyone has some pretty tough competition. So the Ravens are definitely definitely benefiting from having a weaker conference in general this year and specifically division.
All right, sounds good. Let's flip the script here to the Chiefs. And I'm very curious to see the numbers here. Obviously, a huge difference.
Right. So this goes down to a coin flip. If you lose this and you become the 1 and 3 team after week 4 here, they have that head-to-head loss to the Chargers, right? Now, you do have the benefit of the Broncos being 1 and 2 right now. That's kind of what's keeping them afloat above that 49%, right? Keeping them more optimistically at that 50%. But again, their chances to win the division right now, really, really not looking good, which is why you don't see the AFC Championship odds being that great because they won't have that home advantage there. But there is still a very, very, very large chance they get that wild card opportunity, even if they start this season 1 and 3. And you have to remember, the model is addressing Xavier Worthy will be back eventually. Rashee Rice will be back eventually. So we're projecting this team as a full-strength team when you start to see those later weeks in the season on the schedule right now. So 50% for being 1 and 3, still a very awesome situation to be in. Not as great as what you're seeing with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, we will see how it all plays out. All eyes will be locked in, though, to CBS 4:25 kickoff on Sunday. Let's go ahead and bring in another voice here for more on this matchup. It's Ryan Wilson. Ryan, it's great to see you. Most people, when they see this game on that schedule, they're expecting fireworks, right? Well, nothing's really zeroing in on this Chiefs offense on any cylinders right now. Unfortunately, I think it's becoming a theme that we've seen for 3 years now. I don't think we can continue to call it a slump.
No, not at all. Good to see you guys. And, Mackenzie's right about the Ravens being optimistic about their opportunity to win that division. The problem is the expectations were so high for them coming in that just getting to the playoffs and losing a game isn't going to pass muster with Ravens fans. And Chiefs fans are exactly the same way. In a lot of ways, they're mirroring each other to the old Spider-Man meme on the old social medias, where we're seeing the same issues on both sides of the ball. Neither team can run the ball very well. When they do run the ball, the Ravens, Derrick Henry somehow fumbles. We're living in an alternate universe where he cannot hold on to the football. And we've seen the struggles that Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco have had for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the other issue, and the ones that you guys have talked about, Xavier Worthy's back after taking friendly fire in week 1 from Travis Kelce on a route that they've run millions of times. So hopefully that helps, but still no Rashee Rice. The offensive line has been suspect. They have a rookie on the left side. Jawan Taylor on the right side has struggled, and there's some things to sort out there. So neither one of these teams look anything like what we thought they were going to look like, even over the summer. And that's the concerning part. Now, can they get back there? Of course they can, but you can't run your offense through Travis Kelce, who is closer to retirement than he certainly is playing another 3 or 4 years, it seems like. And Patrick Mahomes has been asked to do everything with his legs, which is also not a great recipe for long-term success. So, yeah, again, these teams are not familiar to us in terms of the uniforms they wear based on past performances, but I think we do see them start to turn the corner. Whatever happens in week 4, they start to get back on track and be those teams we're used to watching.
You mentioned a big storyline kind of this past week was that fiery exchange with Travis Kelce, his head coach Andy Reid on the sideline last week. Obviously, Kelce hasn't been a huge played a huge role here. You got Rashee Rice, who hopefully will come back in a few weeks. You mentioned it. We just learned a moment ago that Xavier Worthy is good to go this week. I do want to read you something that I heard from Kelce earlier this week. He says, I will say I feel like we're rolling. He says it feels like we're starting to get this thing going on offense. Our defense is playing stellar. Do you have confidence that they'll get back on track?
I do, Jordan, and for 2 reasons, and they're pretty obvious reasons. You don't have to follow football to know these 2 reasons. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Again, Travis Kelce is not the person he once was on the football field, but he shouldn't have to be. They've just been beset by injuries at the wide receiver position and the lack of running game, and I have 0 concerns or issues with Travis Kelce getting fired up. That's just who he's been that way forever.
Right.
It's just that it's more glaring now because they are struggling. And again, when Patrick Mahomes has to be the offense, both with his arms and with his legs, that's not sustainable. But I do think they're close, and I do think they have an opportunity to figure things out. And, I think what we're going to learn along the way, Jordan, is that the Chargers, they're really good. So it's no shame in losing to them in Brazil in week 1. And I get the sense that this game is going to go in the Kansas City Chiefs direction. It feels like the Ravens, for some reason, have more things to sort out, primarily on defense and giving up leads late. And it feels like the Chiefs, to Travis's point, are getting closer to where they want to be and then getting some of those guys back that have been injured or suspended to help them get to that final destination.
On the flip side, let's go ahead and zero in here on the Baltimore Ravens. Unfortunately, failing to put away opponents has been a theme for this team in recent years. However, something that's been new, Derrick Henry and these fumbling issues. Where are you at with this Baltimore team entering this game?
They are so Jekyll and Hyde, and again, in a wide open division where the Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow's out. The Steelers have Aaron Rodgers, and they're struggling. The Browns don't really have a quarterback situation. So it feels like the Ravens should be running away with this thing. And the last thing on your things to worry about list is Derrick Henry not being able to hold on to the football, yet here we are. The other thing to worry about is that the defense is getting run through like they're not even out there, and that is so foreign to what we're accustomed to seeing from these Ravens defenses. Now, they're going to get Travis Jones back this week, the defensive lineman. Kyle Van Noy should be back, the edge rusher. They still don't have Nnamdi Madubuike, but if it's one player, that's the difference when you giving up what felt like 8 yards a carry and being stout against the run. That's a huge issue in and of itself. They have so many guys on that defense that you can point to and say, those guys are dominant. Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins. They drafted the rookie out of Georgia, Malachi Starks, and it just seems like it hasn't come together yet. I'm way less concerned about Henry and the fumbles and Lamar Jackson being the MVP or MVP runner-up, and I'm much more concerned about this defense getting sorted out, because if you're looking for if you're the Chiefs looking to get right on offense, this might be the defense you want to face, and that sounds like a crazy thing to say, Jordan, given how high we've been on this Ravens defense for so long. It's
going to be absolutely wild to see one of these teams 1-3 at the end of this game. Ryan Wilson, always great to see you, my friend, live here on CBS Sports HQ. It's going to be a good one. Ravens Chiefs, you see it there on CBS, 4:25 kickoff from Kansas City. We've got a slew of other games, though, going on. We're going to be locked into that 1 o'clock kickoff. The Commanders and Falcons. Marcus Mariota facing another former team as he gets the start. Jaden Daniels out. Same with Terry McLaurin. We'll see if the Commanders are able to get things going in Atlanta. You can check it all out on CBS or Paramount Plus.